when I started scouting in sort of the summer of 2011, sort of 6 months or so before we started shooting, sort of going to pretty much the whole north, south, east and west of the country and searching for these locations. Obviously we was looking for beaches and for beauty and for inner city stuff, so across the board a great snapshot of Scotland, which was a joy to spend a lot of time doing. We were originally looking to find a Eden-like location, like a kind of Shangri-La magical place location, where at the end of the film she sort of laid down to sleep before she gets woken up and chased, and then the end scene ensues. And I was up in the Highlands looking for this kind of incredibly beautiful magical spot that I spent kind of weeks and weeks looking for, trying to capture this beauty. And I remember one evening at the end of a week, I got an email from John saying, "Fuck Eden," which is what we'd been sort of spending a lot of time looking for. And it was all about it not being this kind of magical place that she ended up, and it now being a forest, and it taking on a more kind of agricultural, industrial end location, which kind of made more sense to why that woodsman was in that location. So that was an interesting kind of change from one concept originally to another, and the way the script was developing through the whole process. Deciding that we were going to discard this Eden philosophy and it becoming more about a forest. When we were around these forests, we'd noticed that the edge to the forest has a real harsh edge where they've felled trees. They've taken a long line of trees down and they gave it this kind of a sharp edge that we sort of named buzzcut as a kind of conceptual description for this kind of really abrupt end to a forest. So we discovered that actually that look was something that we were really after. We wanted that on as big a scale as possible. We wanted it to feel remote, and we wanted it to feel like in the middle of nowhere. We wanted big background behind it. So I was literally going around forests trying to explain this buzzcut to the local forest people who kind of were giving me strange looks about, you know, one knockdown tree looks rather much like another, and you know, like no, but it's got to be big and it's got to be flat and it's got to be straight and it's got to be having a large area out front. So lots of travelling around forests and, you know, finally finding something that I thought looked good, and I immediately knew it was the right one. Particularly the things like the shopping centre or the nightclub or the cafe or quite a lot of the driving. It was John's vision for this to be a kind of covert way of filming these locations, and initially that was a kind of you know, you question, you know, why are we not doing this the conventional filming way? You know, we're shooting in a nightclub, why do we not just fill it with extras? Or, you know, we're shooting in a shopping centre, just fill it with extras. And then you think about how many awful nightclub scenes you've seen on telly or in films about with people kind of dancing out of time to the music. It suddenly became like a real challenge, but also a kind of fabulously interesting way of working to go along this undiscovered, unknown, with it all being so secretive, but her in these real life environments. You know, to try and just keep it a secret so that the word didn't get out that Scarlett was in this nightclub. Then that was in advance of the filming, and then once we were there, you know, trying to keep the fact that they were doing sort of repeat takes of the same move. So yeah, suddenly this girl would walk down the corridor, this girl would be into the middle of the dance floor, trying to keep people away from them to a degree, but not to try and blow your cover. So it was a totally unique way of working, which actually made it, you know, even more exciting.